The invisible young man. He was a 17-year-old kid with a dream as big as his need to be heard. Growing up in a poor neighborhood, dreams were like small grains of sand, easily swept under the rug of complacency. His home wasn't luxurious, and there weren't many words of encouragement, but he had one thing: an uncontrollable drive to change his life. "I'm going to make this happen," he'd say, but no one believed him. Not because they were cruel, but because they had seen people like him before, all talk, no follow-through. The kind of dreamers who announce big plans, expecting applause before even taking the first step. His friends laughed at him. "What are you going to do? Be famous because you posted a YouTube video? Become a millionaire playing video games? Go on, tell us what you're going to do," they'd say, mocking his ideas. But he didn't give up. He knew the others weren't mocking him because they didn't like him. They were just reflecting the belief that someone from his background couldn't really change their life. He knew his biggest obstacle wasn't what others thought, but what he thought about himself. He lived in a cramped apartment with his mom and 2 younger siblings. There was no time for distractions. He didn't have the luxury to wait for the right moment. He understood that his life wouldn't be shaped by luck, but by effort. So he started waking up before the sun. By 5 a.m., he was already sitting at his desk, studying books that no one in his neighborhood had ever heard of. He dived into marketing, entrepreneurship, leadership. While others were just starting their day, he was planning. He posted his ideas online, but he got no support. No likes, no motivating comments. Just silence. Indifference. Nothing seemed to happen. Then one night, alone in his tiny room, something inside him broke. It wasn't a moment of despair, but of realization. He looked at himself in the mirror. No makeup, no filters, and said, "No one is coming to save me. I have to do this for myself. I need to earn this." That night, he didn't sleep like everyone else. He stayed up, turning his pain into action. He started creating content, sending proposals, seeking partnerships, learning new skills. He didn't beg for support. He focused on building his own path. Silently, weeks went by, and the boy who was once invisible began to show up. His first victories were small, almost unnoticeable, but they were there. When he made his first payment from his own business, he didn't post about it on social media. He just looked at his bank balance and smiled. He didn't need anyone's validation. He didn't need encouraging words. He had learned that the only person he needed to rely on was himself. Don't forget to hit that follow button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the next story. It's going to be even more inspiring. Keep pushing forward, and remember, the journey is just beginning. Story 2. The relentless pursuit. She was never the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented, but she had something far more powerful than any of those things: relentless determination. From a young age, she was told that success wasn't for people like her, that some people just had the right circumstances, the right connections, and that she'd always have to work harder than everyone else just to stay in the race. And at first, it seemed true. She grew up in a small town where opportunities were limited and the competition was fierce. She watched as others with better resources, better education, and more support moved ahead, while she struggled to keep up. But she refused to believe that her story had to end that way. She refused to accept the narrative that was being written for her. While others were out partying and enjoying their weekends, she was in the library. She spent hours studying, learning skills that no one else seemed interested in. When they were watching TV, she was reading books that would later become the foundation of her success. She sacrificed comfort and instant gratification for long-term results. Her friends told her she was crazy. "You're going to burn out," they said. "There's no way you can keep this up." But she didn't listen. She didn't need their approval. She had a vision that was bigger than their doubts. For years, she worked tirelessly. She didn't ask for help. She didn't expect anyone to cheer her on. Every failure, every setback, only fueled her drive even more. When doors closed, she found windows. When people said no, she said, "I'll find a way." One day, after years of struggle, it finally happened. She achieved what everyone thought was impossible. She landed the job of her dreams, one that she had worked for, fought for, and earned through sheer willpower. But she didn't stop there. She used her success to give back. She started mentoring others, teaching them the lessons she had learned the hard way. She wanted to show them that it wasn't about talent or connections. It was about grit. It was about showing up every single day, no matter how hard it got, and never giving up. Her story wasn't one of overnight success. It wasn't one of natural talent or effortless victories. It was a story of a woman who refused to quit. A woman who, despite all the odds, kept pushing forward. And in the end, that relentless pursuit made her unstoppable. Don't forget to hit that follow button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the next story. It's going to be even more inspiring. Keep pushing forward, and remember, the journey is just beginning. See you in the next one. Story 3, The Power of Discipline. He didn't have the most glamorous beginnings. Born into a broken family, with no real role models to guide him, he learned early on that the world didn't care about his struggles. He grew up hearing people talk about success, but never seeing anyone actually achieve it. It seemed like everyone around him was waiting for a miracle, for something to change without them doing much about it. But not him. He didn't wait. He didn't complain. He didn't wish for luck. He understood something that many people never would. Success wasn't about waiting for an opportunity. It was about creating it. It started with small habits. When everyone else was sleeping in, he woke up early. When they were partying, he was working. He understood that success wasn't about big, flashy moments. It was about the little decisions you made every single day, when no one was watching. At first, it felt like a lonely path. His friends didn't understand. They laughed at him for choosing to skip the weekend hangouts, for passing on the fun in order to study, work, and improve himself. They didn't get it. They thought he was missing out. But he knew that the sacrifices he made in the present would pay off in the future. He spent hours practicing his craft, whether it was learning new skills, building his business, or getting better in his field. There was no shortcut, no easy way. It was just him, his discipline, and his relentless focus. Time passed and others started to notice. They saw the results, but they didn't see the years of quiet sacrifice. They didn't see the sleepless nights, the times he skipped out on social events, the moments when he had to say no to what felt good in the moment in order to say yes to his future. But he didn't care. He wasn't doing it for recognition. He was doing it for the life he wanted. He was doing it for himself. One day, after years of quiet struggle, the results came. He achieved what he had set out to do. He built a life that others envied. But by then, it didn't matter. He knew that success wasn't about impressing others. It was about the pride that comes from knowing you earned it through your own blood, sweat, and tears. He had become a master of his own discipline. And in doing so, he had unlocked the greatest power there is, the power to create the life you want on your own terms. Don't forget to hit that follow button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the next story. It's going to be even more inspiring. Keep pushing forward, and remember, the journey is just beginning. See you in the next one.